personally.
The spirit turns to meet your gaze. The spirit, mute, holds out with a blast, and for a moment you are the spirit before you. Your friends scream for help that will Your name is Cyrus Oates, and you will not sweat streams from your pores. You feel your flesh blister and char, your head crackle and burn. You try to close your eyes against the pain, but your eyelids have burned away. You haven't breathed in what seems like hours. You desperately want to scream, but Cyrus Oates did not scream. In a flash, the flames are gone. The spirit of Cyrus Oates gives you a long and knowing look. Now you know the truth. Cyrus Oates died in agony, but Cyrus Oates refused to scream. The spirit of a woman locks her gaze on the lone wolf sentry.
Say my name, you son of a sow! Edie Engrim! Say it! Say my name!
And then, you are her. You are the young woman Edie Engrim, seduced by a boy. But to become a lone wolf, he had to pass a test. He had to murder the woman he loved. He passed the test, and you were murdered. And all the time she turns to look at you at last.
I was Edie Engrim. My killer should be made to speak my name.
Puts another fletching feather in his cap. All the people asking where he left his trout.
An elderly mage glowers at the lone wolf sentry, muttering wordlessly. He jerks his head to look at you, but says nothing. Then he opens his mouth, and you can clearly see that the spirit clutches his mouth in shock, and then realizes what has happened. He removes his hands, and the crossbow bolt is...
Thank you.
He turns and points at the lone wolf sharpshooter.
Kill him.
A ghostly aura shrouds the log, along with a penetrating icy cold. Bitter cold shoots up your fingertips.
See what I see. Feel what I feel. Look down.
Where your feet should be, you see great gnarled roots disappearing into a mossy forest floor. As you examine yourself, you see the top of a small elven child's head as she approaches. You pass her a memory. A tear trickles from the child's eye and onto your bark. She whispers that she loves you.
You see?
The child departs, and night falls. You hear voices and the dull thud of axes. A human approaches you and pats your trunk.
You see?
You lie in pieces on the forest floor.
You see? You make him pay. Look, his bones lie buried in our sacred soil. I find peace then.
A thin, grim man carefully sands the end of a beautiful, unpolished longbow. He studiously avoids looking up as you approach.
Am I in your way, ma'am?
He looks from the ground to the bow and continues sanding.
Suppose I don't. I'm no assassin, just a fletcher. Roost heard about my work and invited me to work here.
He blows a dusting of wood dust off the bow.
Feller doesn't ignore an invitation from Roost Anlon, does he?
The whiff of chemistry assails you. You know that it's all in your imagination, but still your throat constricts, your stomach turns. As your vision clears, the spirit is revealed. A lizard. He turns to you. He looks insane. You're the Black Widowmaker, deep, and you realize you've made your last mistake. He intensifies his gaze on the lizard lone wolf before him.
Maybe that's why I ain't landed a mark in a while. I'm unhappy. Or maybe I'm just...
Laughter plays upon the lone wolf's spirit lips, but madness flashes in his eyes. His flittering gaze never quite comes to rest on you.
Hey, wanna have some fun? A joke, of course. A prank, if you will. Tell Slumberjack here that Mudbarrow wants his money. You're not as dull as you look.
Look out! I see a trap nearby.
The spirit of a paladin knight leans his head to one side, revealing the huge gash in his neck that nearly took his head off, and grins, a green glint in his eye. When he speaks, he whispers.
She's stronger than you know. Stronger than you know, girl.
He launches one hand forward and, with a jolt, you are him. You find the dwarven lone wolf in a tavern. You step forward to protect Hardwin as the axe comes around. And Tom can't stop the blood, and he tilts his head once more. The great wound that killed him yawns.
Off the top of my head?